It promotes the production and activity of bone cells. How many things help your bones grow like that? No, don't say milk. Milk is acidic and it usually is not good for your bones. Acidic milk actually usually uses your bones to buffer the acidity of what it is. Now, maybe in the old days when milk was raw and it was not pasteurized or homogenized and it was full of living enzymes, that's a different story. But modern processed milk, no, I'm not going to agree that that's good for your bones. So anyway, when we age, our bone cells, our bones, there's a problem with that. With people as they age. You ever notice people who get really old, they start shrinking, they start getting brittle? That's because everything starts degenerating, including your bone cells. It inhibits bone and cartilage degradation. If you don't want arthritis, if you don't like the idea of arthritis, if you don't like the idea of shrinking or losing your mobility, then it's something to think about. Because again, not many things inhibit bone and cartilage from degrading. That is really, really powerful stuff. And when that cartilage degrades and shrinks and gets brittle, our joints are going to hurt. And in between the bones are nerves. And when that cartilage starts shrinking, the bones start hitting the nerves, hence pain. And how are you going to get rid of that pain? Drugs? Painkillers? They won't work. They won't. They'll make you numb and dumb, but they're not going to work. Maybe a little bit at first, but they will not work. In the end, people usually end up dying from organ failure from painkillers. And I mean simple painkillers like ibuprofen, Tylenol. I'm not talking about the big boys or the big hitters. I'm talking just the basics. They end up making your organs so toxic that you die from other manifestations from that toxicity, not the pain from the joint, of course. Point is, take care of your bones, take care of your cartilage. If this has been proven to inhibit bone and cartilage degradation, they're worth $1 million just because of that alone. It acts as an antidepressant by decreasing HPA axis. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal is what the HPA is, the HPA axis. Again, now, I'm not going to bore people with all the science of every word that I'm going to say on this. So if somebody wants to Google some of these words, such as HPA axis, Google that, study it, figure out what it is, and then you'll start understanding. What I'll tell you simply is that it acts as an antidepressant by decreasing the HPA axis. People that have depression, which nowadays it seems to be a real big problem, look up that word, study it, try some of this horny goat weed for many reasons, including the depression. Again, like I said right from the start, it protects brain cells from various toxicities. And again, I mean, how many things do that? Again, we don't think of that when we're 20 years old, but as you start aging and your brain starts getting toxic, and it does and it will, all of a sudden you start forgetting little things. All of a sudden your brain ain't working crisp and sharp like a brand new computer because the brain gets toxins in it. Eventually, some of the final manifestations are things like dementia, and your cognitive function fails and becomes unhealthy just in general. It's inefficient, you start forgetting things, but when it gets real serious, they give it the label dementia. This horny goat weed, the icarins, are proven to reduce dementia and enhance your cognitive function, just overall in general. Just the power of that. What a gift. It obviously increases libido and sexual performance, hence the name horny goat weed. It inhibits an enzyme that Viagra does, the same thing. But it does so much more, such as increases the nitric oxide, which I talked about just a little bit ago. Viagra is not going to increase no nitric oxide, and increases free testosterone as well. So when you're talking about sexual performance, desire, etc., you got to have the blood flow, of course. And Viagra can help some of that, but that's it. That's all it does. Although it is going to there's a bunch of side effects too. The horny goat weed, not only does it increase the blood flow and inhibits the same enzyme that Viagra does, that prevents blood flow down into the genital area, but it increases nitric oxide, which again is going to do so much more for not only your body, but even your sexual experience and sexual performance. Remember, when you're young, you're full of nitric oxide. Your body's not full of cholesterol. Your vascular system is healthy. It's not narrowed and restricted and deficient on nitric oxide. your free testosterone at its all healthy levels. Now, there's a difference between testosterone and free testosterone. Free testosterone is what your body's going to call upon for the sex hormones, during those moments. It's not just the testosterone, it's the free testosterone, which again, the horny goat weed is proven to increase the free testosterone. There's a saying that says an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's really important when you think about what this herb does. You're preventing a lot of possible and probable manifestations later in life with the atherosclerosis, the cardiovascular disease. Huge. Everybody gets that to a degree. But in the future, I think we can prevent that in most people. The anti-inflammatory properties, the cholesterol-lowering properties, the increasing nitric oxide, the protecting of your DNA, the reducing fatigue and working directly on your mitochondria to increase energy, promoting athleticism with reducing lactic acid, increasing hemoglobin and glycogen levels that are just going to spell nothing but athlete, promoting the immune system balance, the heart health, the blood flow to the heart, increasing the strength of the heart muscle itself, protecting the bones and promoting the growth of bone cells, inhibiting the bone and cartilage degradation, stopping your joints, your cartilage and your bone from drying up, shrinking, creating chronic joint pain, and hence then depression. And it even acts as an antidepressant in more ways than one. Just the antidepressant alone, how many millions of people could use that? Protects the brain cells from toxicities, helping to prevent and reduce dementia, improving your mental abilities, your cognitive abilities, so that you have more of an updated computer day to day in your head, instead of a worn out, can't hardly compute or remember, compromised abilities, sexual lust, performance, blood flow, many, many benefits. And that's why I added this to our website, rootsofhealthonline.com, because it's valuable in so many different ways. And it's valuable in more ways than I've even shared here today. But other people can also study even more on their own. And I probably will even add more information later too. But again, this is Darcy Borst from Roots of Health, Horny Goatweed. Give it a try. Thank you.